Play mode.
Namaskara, Swagatam. Today is Saturday, May 28th. This is the Prathama Bhagaha, the Vyakaranam Bhagaha, 2:30 to 4, Saturday, May 28th. Stiravasaraha, Ashtavimshatitamam Dinam Asya Masasya, 28th of May. Okay, let's do the Mangala Charanam. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate, Ramam Ramesham Bhaje. Rameणाभियता निशाचरचमू रामाय तस्मै नमः रामान्नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहं रामे चित्तलय सदा भूतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्रीराम नाम वरानन ओं नमः इति अथ श्री माहेश्वर सूत्राणि अ इ उन् रुल्रुक् Eong, Ayauch, Hayavarat, Lan, Nyamanga, Na, Nam, Jabhain, Garadash, Jabagaradash, Kapha, Cha, 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 Tav, Kapai, Sha, Sha, Sar, Hal, Iti Mahasha Sutra. So again, this is May 28th, first session, 2:30 to 4, Vyakaranam. Again, thank you to all who are helping with these classes. Kumud, Singal doing a lot of good work with the examples and editing also. Yulia is doing, and Yulia is also making this nice document for us, Siddhanta Kaumudi, which is right here we're going to use in the class. Now, Siddhanta Kaumudi is our main text, as I said to you many times, because that is the Pramana Bhutam. Because what Kaumudi says is to be accepted as correct. Now, Kashika is a bit old for us, and so also Kaumudi is a complete grammar of the whole language. Any question on grammar should be able to at least get a hint from Kaumudi what's going on. So, and we don't have that online. We don't have it. We will have it after some time. Yulia is tapping that. She's also working on the examples, and Radha is doing a lot of work in the background. And thank you for Vasu for recording, and Ravi and Kalpesh also are there. Ravi is on vacation right now, but he'll be back next month. Okay, so this is a team effort, not that I'm doing everything here. So, sarvebhyaha dhanyavadaha. All right, let's start with the class. And now, last time we just introduced this thing, anadhyatane lang. Anadhyatane lang. This is the third lakara we're learning. We have done the lat and lot so far. We're just beginning right now. Of course, we have many more dhatus to come. We're only doing the bhadigana for the time being. We skipped the lit, lut, and rit because the angakaram will be different in those. So even though the Kaumudi order is to take them in the order of the tit lakaras and nit lakara, but we have skipped the lit, lut, and rit. So the Gana Vikaranam, Shab, etc. will not come in those. So we are going to jump to, if you look at the Kaumudi, we have here, Kaumudi, we have prior to this one, we had the lot lakaraha, but then prior to the lot in the Kaumudi, we will have this lut lakaraha. So we have skipped that. We went to lot. After lot, so that those are the 5 tit lakaras. One we had to as an it, lat, lit, lut, lut, and lot. So we took 2 of them only, lat and lot. Now we'll take 2 in the nit lakara. We'll take lung and vidiling. Okay. So let us see. So the first sutram here is in which meaning is the pratyaya coming. Always remember that. Never ever forget the fact just because you got the form doesn't mean kasmin arthe ayam pratyaya prayuktaha. This sadas prashtavyam. You have to always ask. So we have to always ask the nyatavyam. In which meaning is pratyaya come? Anadhyatane lang. Tane lang. Okay, let's see in Ashtadhyayi where we are. One more reminder to you all the time, the same reminder I give every time is that the danger of Kaumudi or what you're doing is basically a short version of Kaumudi is that please do not lose sight of the Ashtadhyayi. Where are you in the Ashtadhyayi? So we always be aware of the fact, where are we in Ashtadhyayi? So this is because the Kaumudi order is different. So 3-2, Kaumudi is called Prakriya Grantha. Prakriya Grantha. Prakriya means that we only want to derive the forms. The Ashtadhyayi is a different prayojanam. Ashtadhyayi is the Mula Shastram. So we are in the 3-2-1-1-1 Anadhyatane lang. Anadhyatane lang. Okay. Now Panini, always when you go to Ashtadhyayi, know which adhikara you are in. who has the adhikara in this territory. Just like when you go to a new country or a new place, you have to know who's in power in this place. So here, of course, we are in the dhatu adhikara, which we have seen many times already. And one more thing is that, okay, dhatu adhikara starts from 3191. It also comes back from 3122, then 3191 dhatu. One more thing is that I repeat in every class is that one thing you want to do is follow these daily examples that are coming to you. Because these are the backbone of the class, the daily examples. Without daily examples, it will be very difficult to speak with the class. We have to go at this speed because we have only limited time. Otherwise, we'll be taking too many years to complete. Even the basic Vyakaranam will take probably 5-6 years. So otherwise, it'll take like 15-20 years. It's going to be too much. So the only way we can do is to give these daily examples. So please follow these. If you can answer them, try to answer them, or at least look at them when you have time. Anyway, they're all archived. So, but this class only works with the examples and the everyday which you get, which again a lot of hard work going in by Kumud and Yulia and Radha doing a lot of work on that. So please try to follow that. The adhikara here is dhatoho. Then after that, what happens within the dhatoho? See, first of all, within adhikara, another adhikara you have, as we have seen. So we have pratyaha parascha, which starts from this 311 pratyaha parascha. You got many examples already. I hope you have followed them. This goes to the end of chapter 5. Now, so it's a long adhikara. This is the longest adhikara nashthadhi, pratyaha parascha. Okay. Dirghatamaha adhikara, longest adhikara. And then within that, we started one dhato adhikara from 3122 dhato here. That continued again with dhatoho from a new one was started, dhatoho. And we already talked about why we need a new dhatoho, because these three rules, tatrapapadam saptami stam, kudating, and vasarupostriyam, these three rules only come for the second dhato adhikara, this one. Now within that dhato adhikara starts a new adhikara, which is the bhute. Bhutes. Within dhato adhikara, we have adhikara starting called bhute. Panini starts. So Panini goes in the order of time, in the chronological order, yathakramam. So kalakramena, adhikaraha pravartante. So bhute in the sense of past, in the past tense. So 3284 starts bhute. If you know the adhikara as well, it makes Vyakaranam very easy. And then comes of course, vartamane lat, which we saw. From there starts vartamane. And then later on, we're going to see when Panini has the bhavishyati as 333. So one more time, we have bhavishyati from 333 it goes, and then prior to that, we have the vartamane, which is vartamane left from 3 to 123, and prior to that, we have the bhute. So right now, when we look at the bhute adhikara, because we have to look at the sutram anajyatane lang. So that's how you get the vritti of anajyatane. Let's look at the vritti. Any sutram that you look at, first thing is check the vritti. Always, always, always. Top priority is the sutram itself, anajyatane lang. Anajyatane lang. Anytime you have a sutram repeated 5, 10, 50, 20, 100 times, that's what you want in your brain all the time, is the sutram first. Next to that, if you can do it, you have to read the vritti from Kaumudi or Kashika. Take Kaumudi here. Anajyatana bhutartha vrittir dhator lang syat. This vritti is meant to be memorized. Anajyatana bhutartha vrittehe dhator lang syat. You know, when the dhato adhikara we are, the sutram itself is anajyatane. Ajyatana is belonging to today. Ajya is an avyam. We already seen the examples for that. So ajyatana is something which is occurring today. Anajyatanam is not of today. Of course, today means what? Is it 24 hours? Is it from midnight to midnight? Is it from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m.? I think those are, it's not exactly clear what exactly today means. But you can even make it general as in the recent past. If it's not in the recent past, then it is lung should not, then only lung can be used. So I'm sorry, if it's not in recent past, then lung can be used. If it's happening today, or close to today, then better not use the lung. So lung is the most popular past tense because it is easy to form, as we will see, because you get the Gana Vikaranam, Shap, etc. come over there. It's a very, very popular past tense, because normally when you say I went, you say aham gacham or gacham. Almost nobody will say aham agamam. Agamam is lung lakara. It's difficult to form sometimes. So it's tempting to use lung everywhere. It should not be used indiscriminately. It's only to be used anajyatana bhutartha vrittehe. So when a dhatu is being used to express the meaning of the past tense but not of today, then the lung pratyaya is to be used. Now mind you, before this Panini has a sutram which is the lung. So lung has no condition at all. So when is the bhuta samanya, when you have a general past tense, only lung has to be used. So if you don't know the timing of the action, or if you know that some of the action may have happened today, some have been happening in the past, still lung has to be used. If there is any mixture of the recent past, of today particularly, then you have to use the lung lakara. So that rule is not followed in the language so much, particularly because the lung is a difficult lakara to master. So, but still, if you know the action is taking place today, in fact, let's go to Bhagavad Gita example quickly. Bhagavad Gita, nice example of the lung at the end. Lung at the end comes in Gita. We show in the chapter 18, at the end of the Gita, Sanjaya says, right? Samvadam imam ashrausham. Look at this. This is a good example of lung lakara. Samvadam imam ashrausham. I have just heard. I've heard today. I've just heard this conversation. Samvadam imam ashrausham. It's recent past. Today, ashrausham. So this is the good example in Gita of the lung lakara. So lung is to be used when it is bhuta samanya, any past tense, but lung is to be used in anajyatane lung. So always keep an eye on what meaning we are going to use it. Now within anajyatane, it is going to come parokshe lit. When you say lit lakaraha, if it is a past tense not of today, and if the speaker has not experienced the action, then lit has to be used. Let me say Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna Vacha. Now Vyasa is narrating that, Arjuna Vacha. So presumably he didn't, so in the Puranas and in the Itihasas, the lit lakar is very, very common. You're narrating something of the past, Dasharatho Nama Raja Babhuva. There was a king by name Dasharatha. So it's a very, like once upon a time. So that time lit has to be used. Dasharatho Nama Raja Babhuva. So lit is to be used with anajyatane parokshe, when the speaker has not experienced the action. Okay, so let us come back to a topic of today, which is anajyatane lung. If the action is not of today, past tense, which the speaker has experienced, then anajyatane lung should be used. Okay, so that gives the meaning of the pratyaya. Let's follow our sutra doctrine. Let's go here, and let's say we need one more sutra to get started here. The first step, of course, will be always the first step is dhatu plus lakara. Always. These first 3-4 steps are, in fact, the entire kind of the map of how to form a tingantam rupam is straightforward. You start with dhatu plus lakara, then do the anubandha lopa after that, then bring in tiptajji as the case may be, then you do the lakara sambandhi adeshaha, then bring the vikaranam, if any, like shap, etc., whatever it might be, and then do the angakaryam, sandhikaryam, etc. So one more time, is that when you want to form any lakara, any rupam, first thing is dhatu lakara. Of course, there also should know it's kartari or karmani or bhave, that you do there also. Then who is the pratham purushaha, madhyam purushaha, uttam purushaha, ekavachanam, dvivachanam, bahuvachanam, what do we have? We have to all be, at the first step itself, we have to make that clear. Then anubandha lopaha. Only la will remain. Any lakara that you will take will get the halantyam upadesha junanasikait tasya lopaha. It's always the second step. Second step is always the same. The third step will be the tiptajji, as the case may be. So bring in the pratyaha. Then you have to scan the remaining of 3.4. The tiptajji sutram begins a section in 3.4. We have to see any lakara sambandhi vikara. Lakara sambandhi. Because of lung, because of lut, because of lit, because of lung, there might be some changes made to pratyaya. Even though tiptajji are the defaults, they will undergo some change right there. So those have to be done immediately. Those should be done immediately after applying 3.4.78. Now once that is done, then you got the dhatu and pratyaya with the lakara sambandhi vikara, if any. And then after that, you see if anything is coming in between, any vikaranam, anything is coming to the between the dhatu and the ting pratyaya, any vikaranam is coming in there. Like right now we have shap, but there will be others also. We'll see as we go along. After that is done, then you start doing the sandhikaram angakaram. That's the basic step. So one more time I'll repeat this. Dhatu plus lakara. After that, we do the anubandha lopaha. Anubandha lopaha. Then apply the tiptaji sutram as the case may be. And then after that, you do if there is any lakar sambandhi karyam. In this case, itascha we're going to see very soon. And then after that, bring any vikaranam. And after that, then you can do the angakaryam, sandhikaram, etc. Okay? So 5 steps, very, very important for the next year plus. You will follow these steps in every class. Every class. Dhatu lakaraha, anubandha lopaha, lasya, tiptajji, then lakar sambandhi karyam, then vikaranam, that's paschat sandhi karyam, angakaryam, ityadi. Okay? So let's start now. So we got, we have right now bhu plus lang. Bhu plus lang. Now, what we can do is that we can always, we already know the first 3 steps. We did the upadesha anunasika it, halantyam, tasya lopaha, then bhu plus tip, because the vivaksha is pratapurusha ekavachanam, bhu plus tip. So we got the tip, and then we're going to need one more sutram. Before that, we can look at one sutram here also. It is lung lang rung kshvarudataha. We're going to use this later. But we can see it right now. Eshu angasya syat. So eshu angasya at syat. So if the lakara following is lung, lang, or rung, then you have to, we'll get the ad agamaha. The angam will take the ad agamaha. Angam takes ad agamaha. If the angam is followed by lung, lang, or rung, angam gets the ad agamaha. Ad agamaha. Of course, agamaha, you know, the adyantau takitau, it's going to go to the beginning of the angam. This step should be done later on. First, you do all the angakaryam, get the angam ready. Then at the end, because getting the angam ready is like antarangam. Because to bring the ad agamaha, the entire angam is taking the ad agamaha. So by the time angakaryam, all the angam should be, sampaditam. It should be all be ready by that time. So we will do this step afterwards. This lung lang rung shvarudastaha. So lung lang rung shu ad udastaha. Okay, but for the time being, we can do these steps. We can do bhu plus lang, bhu plus la, tippadeshaha. Of course, we bring this 108, which is the one sheshe pratamaha. Sheshe pratamaha. So as we have been seeing all along, is we have 14. If you have the yushmad, then you can use the madhyama purushaha. So it is yushmad upapade samadhikarane sthaninyapi madhyamaha, then asmad yuttamaha sheshe pratamaha. I mean, these are all old things that we have learned, nothing new. So we got the pratyaya tip. And then after that comes itascha now. Itascha is a new sutram. Itascha says that nito lasya parasmai padam ikarantam yat tadantascha lopaha. Is that if you have a nit lakaraha, and in place of that if you have parasmai pada pratyayaha, which is ikarantam, then tadantasya lopaha. One more time. Itascha sutram is in 3-4-100. 3-4-100. In the same adhikara of lasya is this sutram 3-4-100. As I mentioned to you, when you apply 3-4-78, always scan the remaining of 3-4 to make sure that, the pratyaha might be undergoing some change right there based on the lakara which is being used. So here itascha says that nitaha, nit lakara if you have, then you get the lopaha in parasmai padesh. So which you have parasmai pada pratyaha, then if it's ikarantam, so you need a ikarantam parasmai padam. And it should be a pratyaha which is for a nit lakaraha. Nit means we'll have either lang or the ling or lung or rung, any one of these. If you have ikarantam parasmai padam, it takes tadantasya lopaha, halontyasya, so you get the lopaha. So what we have right now is that we had bhu plus tip, that becomes anubandha lopaha, halantyam tasya lopaha, bhu plus ti, and bhu plus ta by itascha. And then, of course, we get the, so this was the step here where we did the ikara lopaha. Pratyaya ti we had over here, that was a ikarantam parasmaipadam, and that had come in place of the lung lakaraha. Lung has ng as an it, so that's the itascha sutram. Now, why do we not use this sutram in lot? Because we had loto langvat we did have, but then what happened there was itascha was not used. We only used the nityam nitaha in the lot, and we only use the tas tabipam tantan tamaha. So we only use this one. Why we not use that? Because we, as you see in the daily example, you already have the answer for this. Because mer nihi was specifically prescribed, because mip pratyaya becomes mer nihi, and serya picha was done, and also you got eruhu. Eruhu was done. Eruhu was done. So eruhu say that if you have, as a general rule, if you have ikarantam in lot, it takes the ukara desha. So the fact that eru was prescribed over here, that means that, we will not use itascha. Otherwise, if you do itascha, the ikara takes lopaha. Even though we have loto langvat, and we had access to itascha, we never used it. In lot, we did not use it, because eru was specifically prescribed by Panini, because the ikara becomes ukara there. Okay, that's why we have not seen itascha so far. This one we have not seen so far, because in lot, we never used it. So there we had a specific rule, eruhu. So right now we will use it in the lung lakaraha. So tip pratyaha we have anubandha lopeti, itascha will become only takara here. Then of course we get the kartari shap, nothing new over here. You already know that by now. And then sing shap is a shit pratyah, it gets sanya sarvadhatukam by sing shit sarvadhatukam. And that we can do the guna adeshaha by sarvadhatuka, the dhatukayoho. All these steps are same as in lat and lot, same steps. Basically, and then you do the anubandha lopaha, the shakvatadjite and halantyam, and then after that, echo yava yavaha becomes bhavat. And now you get the ad agamaha, which is because of lung 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 shva do dataha. Lung 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 shu ad udataha. Adyantau takitau, ad goes to beginning, and we of course get the halantyam, takar lopaha, abhavat. So we have only used really two extra rules here. This is a good thing about doing the Paninian way. See, the Tingandam Prakaranam is the heart of Panini because of a couple of reasons. First thing is that it is the Ekating Vakyam. Every sentence is made of generally one verb makes a sentence. That's the action part. If you get the rest of the thing are kind of bells and whistles. You got to get the action of this, what is going on, what is the action in the sentence. And second thing is that these Tinganda Rupani, they follow the Paniniyam Shastram, very closely. There's not, there are not that many, not in the Veda, but in classical language. The third thing is that without Panini Sutra, it will be almost impossible to memorize all these forms. So who's going to memorize all these forms? Abhavat, abhavatam, abhavan, abhavaha, abhavatam, abhavata, abhavam, abhavava, abhavama. You're going to make so many mistakes. See, we use only two sutras. We use just the itascha, and we only use the ad agamaha. So it's very easy to build on these forms, because the Tingantam Rupam, when you have enough weapons in your disposal, you can unwind, you can reverse engineer the Tingantam form. Even if you don't know all the steps, you can easily look up one step or two steps that you need. If you know enough basic principles, you can mostly unwind the Tinganda Rupani. So this is very important, and this really is the central part of the Paninian grammar. If you can, as I said, after about a year and a half, hopefully we'll get to the half point of Vyakaranam. Most Tinganda Prakaranam, when you are finished, then we are close to the half point. We have done half of Vyakaranam, roughly speaking. So after that, you can study on your own also, many other things. Okay, so we only use two sutras here. We use itascha, which means that, one more time, mito lasya, in place of nit lakaraha, parasmai padam, ikarantam yat, tadantasya lopaha. So nit lakaraha, you get a parasmai pada pratyaha, vikaranta, tasya lopaha, alontyasya. And then adagamaha, lung, lung and lung, if they follow, then the angam takes the ad-agamaha. Okay, so by the way, that sutram was in the Angaschadikara. You will be very careful where you are. Always keep track of where you are in the Ashtadhyaya. Very, very, very important. That was in the Angaschadikara. while the itascha was in the lasyadhikara, in dhatoha adhikara and the lasyadhikara. So that we got that form. The remaining form is nothing new. Let's go to our example. Again, thanks to Radha for putting a lot of work on this document, also to Kumud. And so we have this nice document where we just use this form abhavat. We only use two rules, two extra rules, which is itascha. The ikar of tip went away, and we also use the ad agamaha, adyanta utakitau. We got abhavat. So now we should take the dvivachanam, nothing, the same thing again. You're going to get the, well, no itascha over here. So the pratyaya is tas pratyaha. I'm going a little bit fast because all the steps are the same. Bhu plus lang, anajatane lang, at 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, anubandha lopaha. Then we get the pratyaya tas over here. And then after that, we use tastamipam tam tam tamaha. Tastamipam tam tam tamaha. We already use, in the lot lakara, we already use this sutram because we had lot or lang, but this is the sutram over here. Yatha sankhya manudesha samanam. So we have tastamipam tam tam tamaha. So we can do yatha sankhya manudesha samanam. All this you already saw in the lot lakara, so nothing special over here. Respectively, there are 4 items being replaced by 4 respectively. So we're going to have now the tas pratyaha, 3, 4, 101. Tas pratyaha takes the tam adeshaha. There is no itascha, there is no ikara at the end over here. So we take the bhu plus tas, bhu becomes tam, tas becomes tam, and then we get the adagama at the end. Everything else is the same. Basically, the angam bhava, that's the samanya karyam now. The angam bhava for the thing pratyaya, angam is going to be bhava. You're going to get the vyakaranam shap by kastri shap. You're going to get the guna for bhu, guna adeshaha, ukarasya sthane, ukara adeshaha, sarvadhatuka ardhatuka, and then you get the echo yava yava. So that bhava is going to be the common karyam now. That's why we're doing these 4 lakaras right now, which is the lat, lot, lung, and vidiling, because anga karyam will be the same. So you get the bhava as the angam there. Of course, bhava is a combination of bhu plus the shap. So bhava, so you can just keep this as common. This abhava is going to be common work. Abhava. You should know. The only word of warning here is that you have to be careful because art is the agamaha to the angam, bhu is the dhatu, and when combined with shap gives the guna adesha echo yavayavaha becomes bhava. So even though I'm saying abhava, you should be careful that those are different parts that are sitting there, but nevertheless that abhava will be common in all these lung forms because those steps will be common. The only thing happening here is that in the dvivachanam you get the tama adeshaha by tastamipam tam tam tamaha. So tas iti atasya sthane tama adesha abhavatam. Rest of the steps are the same as before. In the bahuvachanam what happens is that you go through again abhava is common. And then we get the pratyaya ji. Now ji is an ikarantam. Right now it's parasyapadam only we're talking about. So parasyapadam we are looking at. So definitely ji is the parasyapada pratyaya. So we get the itascha. So ji becomes ja. See, this is like mathematics now. It's like mathematics. Very, very straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nothing really to scratch your head about. Very straightforward, simple, straightforward. So we get ja. And then, of course, jontaha, which we have seen, jontaha, and become abhavant. Jontaha, we also have to use the atogune. So when we have ja becomes ant, so bhava plus ant, then the same thing as in lat lakara, nothing new. So we can use the atogune, pura parayoho ekadeshaha, is the pararupam ekadeshaha, and we get the so ato gune bhavant, then adagamaha abhavant, then sanyogantasya lopaha. So we had the form abhavant because of the suptingantam padam. Abhavant gets the padasanya. Sanyogantasya lopaha, which of course we have studied many times. Sanyogantasya. That's what I mean. This is the last step now because this is the tripadikaryam. Tripadikaryam is the last step. Sanyogantasya lopaha. The conjunct at the end of a padam become abhavan. Also, let me remind you that this is not a pradipadikam. There's no question of doing the no lopas pradipadika antasya. This is not a pradipadikam. This is because Pratipadikam is only comes by 1, 2, 45, 1, 2, 46. So Tingantam will not be a Pratipadikam, okay? So there's no question of applying 8 to 7 here. So Nakara will not take, I mean, in any case, you have done Sanyogantasya Lopaha. So 8 to 7 is Asiddham, but even nevertheless, this is not a Pratipadikam. So this Nakara will be no chance of taking Lopa anyway. So, okay, so Abhavan is the Pratham Purusha Bhuvachanam. When we do the Madhya Purusha Ekvachanam, again the common word is going to be Abhava, Pratyava Sip, it took the Halantyam, Anubandha Lopaha, again Itascha Sutram. Because you have a Prasyapada Pratyaha, which is Chikarantam, in place of a Nit Lakara, which was Lang, so Itascha Sutram, and we get the Abhavas. So this Takara, instead of Sip, the Pakara went by Halantyam, Tasya Lopaha, Itascha did the Ikar Lopaha, got Abhavaha. Abhavas, and of course the usual rule, Rutva Visargao, Sasajushoruho, Karavasanayor Visarjaniyaha, Sasajushoruho, Karavasanayor Visarjaniyaha. So nothing special here, it's just the same. We need no more rules. We only need 2 rules more, which was the Itascha we are using, and Lung Lang Rung Kshwa Do Dataha. That's all we are using, nothing more. Everything has to be derived by you already, which you know. So please practice these forms if you can. The more you practice, you're going to get, better at this. Because in the class, of course, you'll send me examples every day. So please practice. Abhyasena griyate. Then Madhya Purusha Dvivachanam. Let me see this. These 3 forms over here, the Pratham Purusha Dvivachanam and the Madhyam Purusha Dvivachanam and Bahuvachanam, they always go together. Those 3 can be grouped together. So this one, which is the Tas Pratyaya became Tam in this case by Tas Tas Samipam Tam Tam Tamaha, and this one also same thing, the Tas became Tam and the Tha became To. So if you can, once you get this form here, these 2 will normally just follow that one. So one more time, this Madhya Purusha Dvivachanam, Madhya Purusha Bahuvachanam, generally will just follow this one, which is the Pratham Purusha Dvivachanam, most of the time. Like in Lat Lakara, we got Bhavataha. Same thing, we got Bhavataha, Madhyam Purusha Dvivachanam, and Bhavatha, which is the Bahuvachanam. So once you do the Karyam for this one, the Titya, the Pratham Purusha Dvivachanam, then these 2 are going to be very straightforward for this one. Madhya Purusha Dvivachanam, Madhya Purusha Bahuvachanam. So it is going to Purovat. So this is going to be like this one. Okay, so what we do is that simply we make the Tamma Deshaha in the place of, because Tas Tamipam, Tam Tan Tamaha. So Tas becomes Tam, everything else is the same. Abhavatam, same thing here. Bhavachanam, Abhavata, in place of the Tha, we go to the Ta Adeshaha. In all these places you do alone, Anekashis Sarvasya, because when you do any Adeshaha, I've repeated this many times, always think of alone Tyasya, followed by Nitya Adesh Parasya, then Anekashis Sarvasya. So in place of Tha, the Adesha is Tha, it's Anekala Adeshaha, Anekashis Sarvasya. So entire thing is gone, and we get the Abhavata. Ukta Purusha Ekavachanam, we got the Mip Pratyaha, but here what happens is that we got the, instead of getting, we could have got Itashcha also, but this 34101, 34101, look at this one, this 34100 was Itashcha, 34100 was Itashcha. So when you have the Mip Pratyaha, of course, Anubandha Lopaha, Pakarasya Itsanya, Halantyam Tasya Lopaha. But here what happens is that we got the Itashcha coming. We also have Tastastamipam Tam Tam Tamaha. And these are all applying when for the Nitlakaraha. So this one is Parakaryam. 34101 is Parakaryam. Not only that, Panini specifically says in place of Mip, put the Adeshaha. If you start doing Itashcha over here, then the Mip will be gone, become more. So it will not make any sense. So make in place. Anyway, this is Parakaryam anyway. So, and I guess technically even if the Mip became more, it is Thanivat Bhava anyway. So without getting any complication, don't make it complicated. Let's keep it simple. The Tastastamipam Tam Tam Tamaha is Parakaryam to Itashcha. So clearly, and it is Vishesha Vidhanam, so Mip will take the Ammadeshaha. So we get the Same thing, abhava, and then mip became mip became and here you have to use the ato gune, because when you have bhava plus that is the apadanta akaraha, then it's then followed by the akara of which has the gunasanya by adeng gunaha. So pura parayoho ekadeshaha is the pararupam ekadeshaha. So it becomes the abhavam. These are all sandhiru we get to practice now, because all these sandhiru that we have been studying, so they are coming over here. So this is the pura parayoho ekadesha. Then pararup is starting from here. Pararupam ato gune. So we got the ammadesha in place of the mip. We became bhavam by ato gune, and then of course abhavam with the adagamaha. The dvivachanam, what happens is that we get the sutram which is nityam nyataha. Nityam nyataha. We have already used this sutram in the lot lakaraha. We had loto langvatta nityam nyataha. Nityam nyataha, we already used nityam nyataha. So this is 3499 nityam nyataha. If you look at Yulia's document, Siddhanta Kaumudi document, if you want to quickly look at the vritti over here, we can check for this one. Nityam nyataha, nityam nyataha, nityam nyataha, nityam nyataha, nityam nyataha, nityam. This is 3499 nityam nyataha. So look at the vritti, it says Sakarantasya 3499. I'm sorry, I lost it there. Okay. Loto langvattasya nityam. Okay. Sakarantasya nit uttamasya nityam lopasya alontyasya iti sasya lopaha. If you have a sakarantam uttama purusha pratyaha or a nit lakaraha, nit uttamasya should be uttama purusha pratyaha nit lakarasya. So in that case, sakarantasya pratyasya lopo nityam lopo bhavati alontyasya. So we can use that here again. Nityam nitaha one more time. Sakarantasya nid uttamasya nityam lopasya alontyasya iti sasya lopaha. We already saw it last time. There's only revision for you. So we get the form here of the same abhava, and then va comes here. Ato dirgho yain. Ato dirgho yain. When we have a sarvadhatuka pratyaya, which is yain adi. So ha, ya, va, rat, lan. So then after ngama, nga, nam, nyama, nyama, nga, nam, and after that ja, bhain. So if you have this vakara comes in there, ha, ya, va, rat. So it is a yanyadi pratyaya. Sanya sarvadhatuka sanya by things is sarvadhatukam. So ato dirgho yain. Adantamangam is bhava. You get the form bhavava. Then of course the adagamaha by lung 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 shva do dataha. Adagamaha. So nothing special. We had basically the form bhavava. You already knew this form because from the lot steps of the lot lakaraha. We did the nityam nyataha. Sakarantasya uttamasya lopaha, uttamasya sakarantasya lopaha, uttamasya, and then we did the adagamaha. Nityam nitaha applies when you have sakarantam pratyayam, sakaranta pratyaha, uttam purusha pratyaha of a nit lakaraha takes lopaha, alontyasya becomes, and then ato dirgho yain, bhavava, adagamaha, abhavava, same thing, abhavama, because of the ma also in the same of the yain pratyaha, yava, rat, lanya, nyama, ngana, nam, jabain. So this one is going to be also yayadi yain pratyaha. In the yain pratyahara, I'm sorry. The yain pratyahara comes the ma. So the mas pratyaha is the yayadi pratyaha, which is sanya sarvadhatukam. Ato dirgho yain. Here also we get the form abhavam. Look at the table here. We got abhavat. We have used itascha. Everywhere adagamaha. Everywhere we have adagamaha. Lung 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 shvadudatta. Nothing will change there. Here we use itascha. Here we use tastastamipantantantamaha. Here we use itascha along with sanyogantasya lopaha, and atogune. Here you use itascha rutta visargau, sasajashoruho, karavasanayor visarjaniyaha. And then here we use tastastamipantantantamaha. Here also tastastamipantantantamaha. Here we also use tastastamipantantantamaha. Then atogune. Here we use the nityam nitaha, sakarasya lopaha, and then ato dirgho yain, same thing here. So this is the table now. You can practice this. very, of course, very useful lakara. Only warning is that this should not be used indiscriminately, because it's very, very tempting to use this all the time. We are a little bit careful, because if it is paroksha, you cannot use lung, because it is paroksha, lit has to be used. If it's anadhyatane, if it's adhyatane, lung cannot be used. If it's action occurring today at any time, if any part of the action occurs today, then lung cannot be used. Okay. Otherwise, this is a very useful, straightforward lakara. Comes in Gita many places. Apashyad deva devasya shaire pandavasthada. So it comes in Gita a few places. So in it comes in Gita here also in first adhyaya. Tatashankashcha bhejascha panavanaka gomukhaha sahasaivabhya hanyanta shabdastu mulo bhavata. This comes as abhavata. In fact, from abhavat it is coming here. Abhavat. Shabdastu mulo bhavata. No bhavata. So anyway. Okay. So now the next lakara we will look at the ling lakara. Ling has two varieties, vidhiling and ashir ling. Ashir ling. Now in the ashir ling, what happens is that ashir ling pratyaya gets the sanya of ardhadhatukam. We're not going to, that's not the today's topic. It's not today's topic. I'm telling you why we are not taking it right now, the ashir ling. So in the ashir ling, the sutram called linga shishi. The linga shishi, that those tiptas ji pratyaya, when they come in the place of ling, which in the ashir ling, in ashishi, then those, even though we have things which is sarvadhatukam, because of linga shishi special sutram, the same tipta ji pratyaya get the sanya of ardhadhatukam. And when that sanya comes, then we cannot get kartari shap, etc., because kartari shap is only sarvadhatuke. So the angakaram will be different there. So we are not going to do ashir ling today. We'll only do vidhiling. Now, the ashir ling is not a very common lakara at all. I think Gita comes only maybe one or two places only. I think maybe only one place, maybe in the entire Gita. Vidhiling comes many times. Ashir ling maybe only one time, and even that one time, I think it's really not in the ashir, it's not in Ashirvadartha even there. So anyway, maybe 1-2 times. So it is not a very common lakara. So we're focusing on the vidhiling. Now same steps, all the same steps. In which meaning is the lakara coming? Second step, dhatu lakara. Third step, anubandha lopaha. Fourth step, tiptasji. Fifth step, lakara sambandhi karyam. Lakara sambandhi is pratyasya vikaraha, some vikara pratyaha. That is remaining of 3.4. Then the next step is Vyakaranam. Vyakaranam. In our case right now only shap for us. That's all we're doing right now. So shap in that case. After that, angakaram, etc. So all same steps. Please practice these. This should be second nature for you now. Now should be second nature after this class for you. Is that in which meaning lakarasya arthaha, tasmin arthe prayuktaha, tat paschat dhatu lakaraha, anubandha lopaha, tat paschat lasya tiptaji, tat paschat lakara sambandhi adesha ityadi astiva, lakara sambandhi karyam, tat paschat vikaranam, tat paschat sandhi karyam, angakaram ityadi. Okay? Repeat this many times, because you're going to see this for the entire next year. Going to be the same steps, all the same steps over and over again, except of course with are different details. Only details will be different. Only the details will be different. It will be all the steps all the time in every lakara, whether it is karmani, whether it's kartari, bhave, whatever it might be. Whether it is okay. So let's do the same steps again. But lakara now we're going to do is the vidhiling. So first thing is that which meaning is it coming? Vidhi nimantrana mantrana adhishta samprashna prarthaneshu ling. One more time. Vidhi nimantrana mantrana adhishta. So nimantrana amantrana adhishta. These are the various meanings in which is the ling is to be used. So vidhi nimantrana mantrana adhishta samprashna prarthaneshu ling. Vidhi nimantrana mantranadhishta samprashna prarthaneshu ling. Vidhi nimantrana mantranadhishta samprashna prarthaneshu ling. Okay, so there are 6 meanings given here. Now we already have seen this briefly before because of the fact that the next sutram is lotcha. There's obviously a very large overlap between the ling and the lot. Lotcha can also come in other meanings. This is only one of the basic meanings we are taking right now. So this is lakarartha prakriya. This code is called as the lakarartha prakriya, lakarartha prakranam. Lakaras can come in many meanings. Of course, like, I mean, even lat can come in different meanings. So it doesn't mean this is the only meaning. We're just taking this right now to just, start with the most common meaning and go from there. Later on, someday we will look at some other meanings of these lakaras also. Because you might think that what's the use of this lakara? Because if you're going to get the, within the mantra, adhishta, samprashnapataneshu, ling, lotcha. Why do we need these two? But that's not the only meaning that they're going to come. Also, again, in usage, they take different shades of meaning. In English, very honest with you, the simplest thing for the ling lakara in Vidiling is can use the word should, could, might, would, ought, may, ought. These are good ways to translate the Vidiling. We are going to see these 6 meanings, what they are. We want to keep it simple for you, right? So it's saying that he should go. Sa gachet, he should go. So so he may go, he would go, he could go, he ought to go, he might go. So all these meanings are the meanings of the Vidiling. But let's look at these terms here. Now, let's go to the Kaumudi document, which is the Kaumudi document here. We'll get the lang. Okay, Vidhi nimantrana mantranadhishta samprashna prarthaneshu ling. Now, what does Bhattoji say? He says is, again, I told you many times, is that every single word, the Siddhanta Kaumudi is pramanam. So please take it, try to understand one word at a time. That's not bad. That is not bad. Even if you get a few words, that is good. Because now you're in the right place. You're now in the right place, the Siddhanta Kaumudi. That is our text. Of course, Ashtadhyaya has to be referred all the time. So, but this is what you say, Eshwartheshu Jyotyeshu Vachyeshu Va Lingsya. So the meaning to be expressed is this. In these 6 meanings, ling pratyaya can be. In these meanings, ling can be used. Then gives examples of what are these 6 meanings. Vidhi, Preranam, Bhrutyadehe, Nikrishtasya Pravartanam. Again, these are only details. Don't worry about these details too much right now. I said, for us, simple thing in English is that the Vidiling is used senses of could, should, ought, would, might, may, etc. That is what is the meaning of Vidiling. But since we have Sutram, let's look at what the Parampara says. Parampara says that Parampara means what the teachers have to say. Is the Vidhi is Preranam, when you kind of instigate somebody or almost like order somebody, to do something. So Bhrutyadehe, someone who's working for like someone who is your employee or servant. Bhrutyadehe Nikrishtasya Pravartanam. Somebody who's under your command, somebody junior to you. It's like ordering a junior. It's called Vidhi. So Bhrutyadehe Nikrishtasya Pravartanam. Nimantranam is Niyogakaranam, that you should do this. If you do this, it will not be good for you. If you don't do this, it will not be good for you. That is called a Nimantranam. So Nimantranam is that something which should be done by that person or by you, as the case may be. But if you don't do it, it will not be very good. It's something which should be done, which ought to be done. He says, and what does it give? Avashyake, Shraddha Bhojanadau Dauhitradehe Pravartanam. You do Shraddha Bhojanam, etc. You say this, you should come and take this Shraddha Bhojanam. If you don't do it, then it will be some papam for you, something which is the Shastra Viruddham. As for the Shastram, you should do this. That is Nimantranam. The different shades of ordering, different shades of Pravartanam. Means you engage somebody in an action. Basically, you engage somebody in an action with different levels of authority, different levels of kind of strength, different levels. So Amantranam is Kamacharanu Jna. So Kamacharanu means that you can do it, you may not do it. It is not that you have to do it. So this is a weaker sense now. The weaker sense. So which means that it's not something which you can order someone to do. Also not something which if not done would cause some problem. Said you may do this. With English we might say you may do this. You may do this. So this is the third level. This is the third level. So that is the Nimantranam, Amantranam, Kamachara. Kamachara means you can do it at will. If you want to do it, you may do it. Fourth one, Adhishta. Adhishta is Satkara Purako Vyaparaha. When you out of respect, you request somebody to do it out of respectful thing that, somebody senior to you maybe. So Adhishtaha. And then so that can be that, he says, Putram adjapayet bhavan, so please teach my son. You're telling the teacher, please teach my son. So if somebody respectfully, you request him. So then he says, then he makes a comment here. Pravartanayam ling ityeva suvacham. What do you say that these four first meanings are basically engaging somebody in an action? So pravartanayam ling ityeva suvacham. Suvacham means straightforward to things to say would be pravartanayam ling. So you can take this advice of Bhattoji and take these first four meanings, vidhi, nimantrana, amantrana, adhishta, and sankhepena evam vaktum shakyate pravartanayam ling ityeva suvacham. This would be the easy way to say it. So this is only a prapanchaha. Chaturnam prithag upadanam prapanchartham. So these four different meanings have been mentioned just for elaboration, only for elaboration. The basic meaning is pravartanayam ling ityeva suvacham. That's what he said. And then of course some prashna. Should I do this? Should I do that? So Vedam adhiyiya uta tarkam. Should I study the Vedas? Should I study tarkam? So that's some prashna. And prarthana also of course is like a prayer. You request for something, the request. So prarthana. In this meaning, all these meaning ling can be used. Again, this is not the only meaning of ling. There are other meanings also. And in English, so basically different kinds of engaging in action. And English, as I said, you keep it simple. Should, would, could, ought, may, might. Those are good base to translate in English. Okay, that's the first step. First, what meaning does it come? Does it come? And then when we have, so the English I put the command, vidhi, direction, nimantrana, the invitation, amantrana, request is adhishta, inquiry is samprashna, entreat is prarthana, prarthaneshu ling. Okay. Then comes so let's start our steps now. Let's look at the form. Take bhu plus ling. Then anubandhalopaha. Then comes the pratyaya tip. I have the usual steps, which is the tip tasji. Then sheshe prathamaha. So that's the vivaksha here. Then we get the sutram, which is the itascha, which we just saw. This is how we build upon these rules. You only need one, two more rules here. Because all the old rules already we know. We can use itascha, make it bhu, ta. Then we get the yas. Now comes the new sutram. So until this step, everything was, the same as before, purovat. So etavat paryantam purovat, the same as before. Now what we get is here, we get this sutram, yasat parasmapadeshu udatto nyacha. Again, the same structure. We did the tip, we got the pratyaya tip, and now we are doing the remaining of the work, which is in the 3.4, below tip tasji, below 3478, depending on the lakara, there will be some operations to be done. So those have to be done immediately. That's what we are doing. We did itascha, one operation here. Now we do one more operation here, being the yasut agamaha. Let's go to that for a second. What is this yasut? Yasut prasmapadeshu udatto nicha. Yasut prasmapadeshu udatto nicha. I mean that this sutram linga, the prior sutram was linga siyut. The prior sutram was linga siyut. Next sutram is yasut prasmapadeshu udatto nicha, which means what? That in prasmapadeshu means the prasmapada pratyaya will take the yasut agamaha. And then by remainder, by default, the Atmanepada Pratyaya, which we are not doing right now, but in the Atmanepadam, we get the Siyut Agamaha. So one more time. The Linga Siyut is Utsargaha. Linga Siyut Utsargaha. So Ling Pratyaya should take the Siyut Agamaha. But Yasut Parasyapadeshu Udatto Nicha is that the Yasut Pratyaya will come for a Parasyapada Pratyaya. So just like we saw in this one, we have seen this already, like laf parasmaparam tangana atmanipadam, right? So any la adesha is parasmapada sanya, and then tangana atmanipadam. So this tang and the ana will be taking atmanipadam. So laf parasmaparam tangana atmanipadam. The same thing we saw that the tang and the ana, they are the atmanipadam, but any other la adesha will be parasmapadam. So that is what we had. So same thing here. This was the utsargaha laf parasmapadam tangana atmanipadam. Here's the other way around. Similar kind of idea. But here what we have is that linga siyut is the utsargaha. And here we have yasut parasmapadeshu udatto nicha. Parasmapadam will take yasut. And by remainder, the atmanipadam will take siyut. This one we'll see later on the siyut. Right now we are Parasyapadam, so we'll take the Yasut Agamaha. So one more time, in the Ling Lakaraha, the Pratyaya will take the Yasut Agamaha. If it's a Parasyapada Pratyaha, we have the Udatta Swaraha. Udatta Swara we're not doing right now, so we'll leave this for time being. But it will be a Nyat. It will also be a Nyat. It will make the entire Pratyaya Nyat. This one also doesn't affect us right now. It will not affect us. Just like we saw Serya picture. Remember Serya picture which we saw? That a picture did not make a difference for us right now. But it will have significance as we move along. Because right now what's happening is that we're getting an Adantam Angam because of Shap, Gana Vikaranam Shap comes, you get the Angam ending in Akara. So whether the following Pratyaya is Pit or Nyat or not Pit does not make a difference for us right now. Because there's no Guna Adesh or anything to be done right now. Because our Angam is going to end in the Akara of Shap. So these things like Serya picture, the Apiccha did not have any effect for us right now. Same thing here when you do the Yasut Parasyapadesh Udat. So Nitya, this Nitya, even though it doesn't affect us right now, we will need it later on when we do the Prakriya for the other Ganas. We're going to do it. When Shap will not be there or something else might be there also. So in that case, Nitya will have. For the time being, we can ignore this Udatta, of course, is a Vedic Swara. And this one is not going to have effect on right now, but keep it at the back of your mind that when the Yasut Agama comes, it makes the Pratyaya Nyat. Okay. Now, so let's continue. We got the Yasut Agamaha. So one more time, the Ling Pratyaha will take the Siyut Agamaha as a default, but in Parasyapadam will take the Yasut Agamaha. So the Yasut, the Ukara Uchcharanartham, the Takara is by Halantyam, so only Yas. Yas, Anubandha Lope Yas. So the Pratyaya Yasut Agamaha, Yasut Agamaha, not Pratyaya Agamaha. Because it's Adyantau Takitau. Now you see how fundamental these rules are. These Paribhasha rules, Sanya rules are very, very fundamental. Adyantau Takitau is, this, all the Sanya rules, the It Sanya, etc. are very, very fundamental. So we get the Takar Lopaha, Bhalantyam Tasya Lopaha, the Ukara Uchcharanartham, that also goes away. It's become Bhu Yasta. Now remember that this Yasta is one unit now. Yadagamas tad guni bhavanti. So yadagamas tad guni bhavati, you can say. So when an agama comes, it's like mitravad agamaha. Tad gahanena griyate. Which means that agama comes and joins you like a friend. Just comes and joins. It is not a separate entity. It's not like an adesha either. Adesha is means it comes and replaces something. Shatruvad adesha. Mitravad agamaha. It comes and only joins. So we have a new pratyaya now called Yasta. So this is the entire thing is one unit, Yasta. This is pratyaya sanya Yasta. So Bhu Yasta we have now. Now of course in the meanwhile comes the Kartari Shap comes here. So now we finished the Karyam in 3.4. We did Itascha, we got the Yasut Agamaha. So now we can move on and get the Vyakaranam. So we got the Gana Vyakaranam Shab by Kartari Shap. The same old story is that because Shap has the Tala with Shakara and it gets the Sanya of Sarvadhatukam by thinking she's Sarvadhatukam, and then Sarvadhatuka Yoho, Guna Adeshaha, and then Echo Yava Yavaha, we got Bhava. So this Bhava part is going to be the same. That's why we're doing all the lakaras together now. All these four lakaras, which is the Lat, Lot, Lang, Vidiling, the Angakaryam between the Shap and the Bhu is Samanyam. Same Angakaryam, which is the Sarvadhatuka Yoho, Gunadesha, Echoyava Yavaha is Bhava. So Bhava Yas. So we got Itascha here, Ikar Lopaha, got the Yasut Agamaha because this is a Ling Pratyaya in Parasyapadam. So we got the Bhava Yasta. Now comes the next sutram, which is Linga Salopo Anantyasya. Linga Salopo Anantyasya. Linga Salopo Anantyasya. The Sarvadhatuka Lingaha. Very important. Sarvadhatuka Lingaha. Because the question you can ask is that if you're going to get the Sakar Lopaha Anantyasya, then what's the point of doing the Yasut Agama? Because you're going to lose Sakara all the time. But that is not true, because this Linga Slopanantasya only for the Sarvadhatuka Lingaha. In the Ashir Ling, when we do it later on, this sutram will not apply. But this sutram Linga Slopanantasya, if you look at 7.279, this is Angakaryam, let's go to Ashtadhyaya, and now we start in the Angakaryani. So 7.279, and what we get is that there is anuvritti coming down there, anuvritti coming down, which is this one, sarvadhatuke. This is a typo here in the document, which is sarvadhatuke. But it's anuvritti is coming down from 7 to 76. So this linga salopanantyasya is only for the sarvadhatuka linga. Sarvadhatuka linga. Always keep that in mind. So it can be very confusing, is that the sakara is going to take lopa all the time, then what's the point of doing the yasut, because the sakara will never be anta sakara, and then the siyut also same thing, but this is only for sarvadhatuka lingaha. Sarvadhatuka lingaha. Okay. Again, this is a typo in the document, should be sarvadhatuke. This is dhatuke, it should be. Anyway, so this is the sutram here. So that sutram, again, this is anantyasya. Anantyasya. For example, if you have a sakara at the end of a ling pratyaya, of a sarvadhatuka ling pratyaya, it will not take lopaha. Not take lopa. You're going to see that. So it has to be anantyasya. Anantyasya. So linga salopo anantyasya would have come. Iti prapte. If you look at Siddhanta Kaumudi, go there for a second. If you have linga salopo anantyasya, that would have been the, he says, linga parasya padaram, then here it goes, is sarvadhatuka lingo anantyasya tasya lopasyat. Says, he says, ashi lingi shravanam. In ashi ling you'll have some, the sakara will not go away like that. Okay. So now what we have, but right now for us comes a special rule. So what the situation we have right now is we have this one, which is we had the bhava yasta. By using the 7279 linga saloponantyasya, we would have had the sakar lopaha. This sakara would have taken lopaha, but instead comes a special rule. The next rule, parakaryam, is atoye yaha. Atoye yaha. Atoye yaha. What is this one saying now? Ataha, this is angasya adhikaraha. Adantasya. So adantadangat parasya. Ataha parasya. If you have an adantam, which we are going to have now, because we had a garna vikaranam shab. So our angam right now is bhava. Adantam angam we do have. That is why we have to go to 7 to 80, which is a parakaryam, is a special rule for the adantam angams. Adantadangat parasya. Sarvadhatuka avayavasya. So which is yas iti asya iya adeshaha. So one more time. If you have an adantam angam, right now we do have it, because angam is bhava. Angam is bhava. Following that, if you have a sarvadhatuka avayavasya. Sarvadhatuka avayavasya means which is this yas is a part of a ling pratyaha, which is the of a pratyaha, which is a sarvadhatuka sanya. So that will what will take the iya adeshaha. So you have to have an adantamangam. Following that, you have to have this yas, basically yasut agamaha, which is a part of a sarvadhatuka pratyaha. Sarvadhatuka yavasya. Yas iti asya iya adeshaha. The iya adeshaha. Takes the iya adeshaha. So in place of yas comes iya when it follows an angam which is ending in akaraha, and the pratyaha yas means the yas should be part of a pratyaha which has a sarvadhatuka sanya. Let's see if an example right now. What do we have? We had bhava yasta, because this yas is part of this pratyaha yasta. This pratyaya has the sanya of sarvadhatukam by ting shit sarvadhatukam. So the yas is part of a pratyaya which has sanya of sarvadhatukam. It is also following an angam ending in akaraha bhava. Adantamangam. So ataha is angasyatikara. So adantadangat parasya. So this yas will take the iya adeshaha. Atoye yaha. In this sutram there is a strange sandhi going on over here, by the way. It is ataha ya iyaha. So of course iyaha is prathama ekvachanam of iya, the akara ucharanatham. So we get the iya adesha. But how about this term ya? What is ya? Because this, we do padacheda of this, we get ataha ya iyaha. So now if the sthani is yas, in place of yas comes the adesha, then you should have shashti sthani yoga should give the shashti of yas. So the shashti apekshate. It should have been yasaha. Should have been yasaha. Instead of putting yasaha, Panini has only put ya. Only put ya. So what has happened here is that first is the Shashti has taken look. In sometime in the Sutram, the Vibhakti will take look. But as they say, Chandovat Sutrani Bhavanti. Chandovat. Just like in the Vedaha, the Vibhaktis can take look sometimes. Similarly, in the Sutram also sometimes, Shashti can take look. So it should have been Shashti of Yash should have been used, but it could have become Yasaha. Instead, only Ya has been used. So we should have had Yas plus Nyas, Shashti of Yas. That Nyas has been dropped because it is exceptionally been dropped. And then second thing is that now we have Yas plus Iya. Even there what has been done is that we got the Yas gets the Padasanya by Sasajusho, the Suptingantam Padam, Pratyalope Pratyalakshanam, Suptingantam Padam. So we should have had Yas Iya. So what has happened is we have done the Sasajusho Ruho, then we have done the Bho Bhago Agho Apurvasya Yoshi, become Ya, then Lopas Shakalyas has taken place. And then after that, in spite of Purvatra Siddham, we have still got we have got the Ya, Ye Yaha, Ye Yaha. So one more time, the Sthani here is Yas, But Shashti Sthani Yoga should have been, Shashti of Yas should have been used, should become Yasaha. So it should have been Yas plus Nyas. Instead of that Nyas Pratyaya has been dropped exceptionally. So it should only Yas remains. Even after that, after Sasajusho Ruho and the Bho Bhago Agho Apurvasya Yoshi Lopas Shakalyasya, after doing all of that, still we will not get the form Ye Yaha because of the fact that this Sandhi is Arshaha. So by Purvatra Siddham, the should not have been being Ye Yaha, should have been Ya Yaha, not Ye Yaha. Because once we do Lopa Shakalyasya, Purvatra Siddham, we cannot do Ad Gunaha. So two things have happened here. The Shashti has taken look, and also disregarding Purvatra Siddham, the Guna Adesha has come. So one more time, the Sthani is Yas. And after that, Yas should have been a Shashti Pratyaya, Nyas, because that is the item being replaced. The Shashti has taken look, has been dropped exceptionally. And then Sakara has been done the Sasajusho Ruho, and then the Bo Bhago Agho Purvasya Yoshi, taken the Yakara Adesha, Lopashapalyasya, and following that we should not be doing the Ad Gunaha because Lopashapalyasya of course in 8 Tripadi Karyam. So what we did was we did the 8 to 66, so the Sakara of Yas became the Ru, and then by 8-3-17, of course all these rules you already know, but Bho Bhago Agho Apurvasya Yoshi, then of course after Lopashapalyasya, after this we should not have gone back and done Ad Gunaha because we have the Sutram Purvatra Siddham. But again, this is a Arsha Sandhi, Sandhir Arsha, this Arsha Sandhi. This Sandhi, this is one of the kind of nasty Ashtadhyayi, one of the nasty Sandhis here, very nasty Sandhi, because it should have been the Shashti of Yas, should be Nyasaha, should become Ye Yaha. So Ye Yaha is to be split up as the Shashti of Yas plus Iyaha. Okay, so you got the Iya Adesha because the Angam is ending in Akaraha, and we also have a Yas, which is the part of a Pratyaya, which is Sanya Sarvadhatukam. You get the Iya Adesha. Now comes a different rule. Always keep eye on the domain of each rule. What is the domain of each rule? What is its territory that applies? So here we had a Anga Karyam, which has the domain of the Angam has to be Adantam Angam. Following that, you have to have the Yas, basically the Agama Yasut, and that Yasut has to be a Avayavaha, a part of a Pratyaya, which has a Sarvadhatuka Sanya. If all that is satisfied, then Yas becomes Iya. So that was the domain of this rule. The next rule is just a Varna Niyamaha. So Varnashrita Niyamaha. It's only a rule which involves letters. Nothing to do with the Ling or the Ting Pratyaya or with Sarvadhatukam, Ardhatukam, Shap, nothing like that. Not even an Angakaryam. So you be careful which rules are we using with what domain. This lopo vali is simply saying that vakara yakarayo lopa syad vali. Simply it's a varna niyamaha, varnashita niyamaha, which is just based on the letters vakara or yakaraha, drops vali when val letter follows. So vakara yakara drops and val letter follows. Nothing to do with vidhiling, nothing to do with tinganta prakaranam, nothing like that. So this is a completely kind of different domain rule, only being used here because applying here because we have that particular combination of letters we are getting here. Because we have that particular combination of letters we are using lopo vali. Otherwise, this rule doesn't really is not belonging to this prakaranam at all. It's becoming different because look at the number. We jump from this Angasyadhikara, we're now going to 6166 because we were in the Lasyadhikara before, we were in Lasyadhikara, then we came to Angasyadhikara, and now we are jumping out of that and we're going to basically Varna Niyamaha 6166. So always keep track of this, because this is the danger of following the Kaumudi method is that you lose track of what then you start thinking that Lopo Vyurvali somehow is the Vidhiling Karyam. No, it's not. Lopo Vyurvali has nothing to do with Vidhiling at all. It's simply a rule which says that the Vakara Yakara Lopaha. So the Vakara or Yakara will take Lopa followed by the Val. Now what is Val? Val is simply Hal minus Yakaraha because Ha Yava Rat. So Val is simply any consonant except Yakaraha. Now in Bhagavad Gita, the good shloka that I can think of is Nyayam va viparitam va. Nyayam va viparitam va panchayati tasya hetavaha. Comes in Gita, when Lopo really does not apply. Because Nyayam, you have Yakara followed by Yakaraha. So Nyayam va viparitam va. Panchayati tasya hetavaha. Tatriva siddhi kartaram atmanam kevalantayaha. Which comes in the chapter 18, Nyayam va viparitam va panchayati tasya hetavaha. Yattu kameshvana karma niyatam sangarhitam yasya naham krute bhavo here it is Nyayam. So chapter 18 numbers, always Bhagavad Gita, every word of Gita should be in your mind at all times, and always check all these rules, always check apply them in the Gita all the time. So Nyayam, you have a Yakara, you do have, but followed by, this is not a Val letter, so it's all Yakara. Remember, the Val letter excludes the Yakara. Val is any consonant, Hal, except the Yakara. So Nyayam, it is the Yakara will not take Lopaha. It's Yakara followed by Yakaraha. If Yakara is followed by any other consonant except the Yakaraha, it will take Lopaha. So Yakara Vakara Yoho, Lopaha Vali. Yakara, so it says, Vakara yakarayo lopaha syad vali. Simply a rule based on these letters wa or ya followed by a val letter, they take lopaha. So what do we have right now? We have bhava iyat. So this is a yakara here, the yakara of the iya adeshaha, and followed by the val letter which is ta. This yakara takes lopaha, becomes ita. The question is that then why make the adesha iya when it's going to take lopaha? But this lopaha only takes place vali, only when a val letter follows. If there's a ach following, if there is a yakara following, then it will not take lopa. So right now, yes, yakara is lopo vyor vali. Now you can start to appreciate the order of the Maheshwara Sutra, and also gently in your mind. Why has Pani says ha ya va rat? Why does Pani put the yakara there right in top of that thing after the hakara? Because he wants to form the pratyahara val. But this is not the only place where val is formed. Val has many places when you can be used in different places val can be formed. Because it's a very famous rule which is not today's topic, but val pratyahara is very, very famous. It comes in Sutram, which is for the Ida Agamaha, which is not today's topic. But the Val Pratyahara is used in the Ashtadhyayi, and the famous rule is Ardhadhatuka said Valadehe. Ida Agamaha, when we do it later on, see the Val letter. So Val is a Pratyahara which Panini definitely needs. So which basically means that the Yakara is kind of like a special consonant. It has different properties than the other consonants. So that is why Pani says ha, ya, va, rat. So that yakara can be taken out, put the val pratyahara, which is what we have right now. Okay, so we had bhava, iya, ta, and then the yakara takes lopa by lopo, vyor, vali. Simple sutram is that vakara yakara yoho lopaha syad vali. And one more time, this has nothing to do with vidiling, nothing to do with the Tingandam Prakaranam at all. It's just a niyamaha based on the letters va, ya, and the val pratyahara. So we got the form bhavet by ad gunaha. Bhavet by ad gunaha. So let's do steps one more time. Always the first step bhu plus ling. Then anubandha lopaha. Bhu la. Tip pratyaha. Because sheshe prasamaha. Then after that comes the itascha. Nothing new so far. Then comes the yasut agamaha, because we have a ling pratyaha. Ling pratyaha. We had linga siyut. Linga siyut utsarga, linga siyut. 3, 4, 1 or 2. And after that comes the yasut pradesh udatto nicha. Nicha. Again, udatta swara has some concerns right now. Nicha is going to be important down the road, not today, because right now we angam ending with the akara or the akara of shap. We don't need this now, would have any effect for us right now. We see later on. So the yasut basil comes in the parasmapadam, and the siyut comes in the atmanepadam, because siyut was the default. Yasut parasmapadesho. And remember, one more thing is that this yasut will come, or siyut will come, as the case may be, will come in both vidiling and ashirling. Right now we're doing vidiling, but when we do ashirling, the same thing with, of course, it's so much kidashishi comes here, but the yasut will still be coming. So yasut will be coming in parasmapadam, in ashirling also, and also siyut will come in atmanepadam, in ashirling also. So these are common, any ling pratyaya. Right now we're doing the vidiling, we're only doing parasmapadam. So we want to get yasut only right now. But it will be used later on also. So we got the yasut agamaha, of course, arjandu takitau, halantyam, anubandha lopaha. We got, and then the kartari shap as usual, purovat kartari shap, sarvadhatu kardakayoho, echoyava yavaha, bhava yasta. Then we got this sutam linga saloponantyasya. It is sakar lopa prapyate. Sakar lopa is coming for application. It's coming because if you have a sarvadhatuka lingaha, always keep this in mind, please. Anuvritti is there. See, when there is a sutram which has a very important anuvritti, always make a note, especially in your mind. This sutram has a very critical anuvritti of sarvadhatuka lingaha. Sarvadhatuka. That is the important thing that would have come, because right now we do have yasta, sanya sarvadhatukam by tingshit sarvadhatukam, but then comes a parakarim, which is a specific rule, adantamangam. If you have, then the yas takes the iya adesha. There's a nasty sandhi here, should have been yasaha, yasa iyaha, should become ye yaha, because the shashti has taken look, and then after that also we have taken after lopa shakalyasya, the guna adesh has been done, disrespecting purvatra siddham. So chandovat sutrani bhavanti, chandovat sutrani bhavanti. Sutram, they can have these, maybe it's Panini's way of telling us that you will see this kind of thing in the language. In the language, we might see these kinds of things happening. When Panini does it himself, when Panini does, then we have to expect that maybe. So anyway, this should have been Shashti of Yas, instead became Ya only. Somehow the Shashti of Yas became Ya. That's what has happened. So, and then it is, we got the Iya Adesha, the lopo of your vali, this Yakara or Vakara, followed by one letter takes lopaha. Again, this is completely out in the most, it's a completely different rule. It's not Angakaryam. It is not even in Rasya Adhikara. It just happens to be. Right now we have a Yakara followed by a Val, so we need that sutram. So then we got the form, then Adgunaha becomes Bhavet. Let's go to this. So that's those are main prakriya. Let's do the Dvivachanam, just some practice. Dvivachanam, what's going to happen? Again, the same steps. Bhu plus ling, anubandha lopaha, bhu la, then comes the pratyaya tas by again tiptasji, and then after these are always the first three steps. Always. Dhatu lakara, anubandha lopaha, tiptasji. Never skip these steps. Even the fourth step, the lakara sambandhi karyam. So we become tasastamipam tam tam tamaha. Ling also is a nit lakaraha. We can use the same system we use in lung, which we use in lot also because of loto langvat. This tas samipam tam tam tamaha, tas samipam tam tam tamaha, tas samipam tam tam tamaha. So in place of tas comes the tam adeshaha. So you hear this 1,000 times, this sutram. Tas samipam tam tam tamaha. So we heard only for 2 classes. You heard for another 20, 30, 40 classes. It's going to be stamped in your brain. It's going to be stamped in your brain, this sutram. Tas samipam tam tam tamaha. Which in nit lakara, if you have, you get the yatha sankyam, tas iti etasya tamadesha, tas pratyasya tam adesha, and ta pratyasya ta adesha, mip pratyasya ammadesha. So we got the tam over here. Then again, puravat, we got the yasut agamaha. We ling pratya, we do have parasya padam. So yasut parasya padesh udato nitya. We got pu yas tam. And after that, shab came in as usual. Did the gunadeshaha, because this I won't repeat anymore because this is straightforward for you now. And we got the gunadesha echo yavayavaha bha va yas tam. In fact, this bha va yas is common karya. It's samanya karyam. But be careful now. The only thing I warn you again is that the yasut is an agama to the pratyaha, while the bhava is the angam over here. So even though we are saying bha va yas is samanya karyam, keep in your mind that the yas belongs to the pratyaha. It is not belonging to the angam at all. So in your mind you can say bhava yas is common, but keep in mind the yasut is an agama to the pratyaha. It's the pratyaya avayavaha. It's the part of the pratyaha. So yes, bhava yas is common work, but the yas belongs to pratyaha. So you should be careful when you do these kind of things. Be careful in your mind that you should remember that this is the pratyaha, this is the angam. So even though bhava yas is going to be the common part, the yas belongs to the pratyaha. So bhava yas tam, and then after that we get the iya adesha. In fact, for us, the iya adesha also going to be common. So bhava iya is going to be common now. Because ato yas will come all the time because we are going to become shap over here. We're only doing the bhudhatu right now. We say shap is going to come, and we're going to get the adantamangam. So we will have the ato yaha in every of these 9 forms. In each of these 9 forms, we're going to get the shap, going to be karnam, adantamangam sarvatra. So in fact, ato yaha is also very common. So one more time, what is ato yaha? If you have adantam angam if you have, and then in that case, the sarvadhatuka avayavasya yas iti etasya iya adeshaha. If you have a pratyaya, if you have a yas, the yasut agamaha, which belongs to pratyaha, which is sanya sarvadhatukam, and if you have an angam ending in akaraha, then you get the yas takes the iya adesha. So actually the common work is going to be all the way up to here, all the way up to this bhava iya. The same warning that this iya belongs to the pratyaha. Then adgunaha. So bhaveya is going to be the common work really. That bhaveya. So up to bhaveya is common. Bhaveya. No matter which pratyaya you have over here, we are going to get all these steps. With the shap coming in there, gunadeshaha, echo yavayavaha, yasut agamaha, yasut perspadesh udattu nitya, then ato yaha is going to come everywhere. All these 9, we miss all these 9 forms that we're looking right now. So and then adgunaha. So bhaveya is common work. Keeping in mind that the iya belongs to the pratyaha. So then if you do it, then tam was here, the tam tam tamaha, then lopo vyur will only come if there is a valadi pratyaha. So that is not common work everywhere. Only the bhaveya is common. You get lopo vyur vali, only the pratyaya is valadi. Otherwise there will be no lopo vyur vali. So bhaveya is common. Lopo vyur vali will only come when the pratyaya is valadi. So that's basically the gist of this vidhiling. Gist is that we'll get the yasut agamaha, we get ato yaha, adgunaha. So bhaveya. Then after that, lopo vyur vali, yatha sambhavam, as appropriate, yatha yogyam. In this case, of course, the pratyaya tam is valadi, lopo vyur vali, bhavetam. In the bahuvachanam comes a special rule. What we have is let's go through all the same steps. You get bhaveya plus you got G. So bhaveya G. Now, what happens is that only way back here, after we do the G pratyaya, has the special system which says jer jus. So So this is the last sutra we need for today is Jher Jus, for the Vidhiling I should say, which is the Lingo Jher Jusya, simple sutram. This is the greatness of Panini, is that he has taken the whole language and broken it down into small bits that we can digest. So Jher Jus simply says that Lingo Jher Jusya. Didn't say Pratyashya Sanya Savadhatukam or Ardhatukam, which means that in Vidhiling and Ashiling, both these places, right now only Vidhiling, but later on also in Ashiling, the Ji Pratyaya, if it's the Linga Adeshaha, it's the Jus Adeshaha. In the Jus, of course, Chutu, the Jakar is an It, and Sakara would have been an It, Bahalantyam, but Nabhakto to Smaha. Nabhakto to Smaha. Nabhakto to Smaha. So because by the Sutram which is the Vibhaktishcha Sutram, we got the we have the Vibhaktishcha Sutram, we get this one here, 14104, the Sup Pratyaya and Ting Pratyaya, they all get the Vibhakti Sanya. So the ending Sakara of Jus will not take Lopaha because of it doesn't have the It Sanya, because of Na Vibhakto to Smaha. It is a Nisheda Sutram for Halantyam. So Na Vibhakto to Smaha. So Sakara will not take. In fact, not only that, the ending Sakara of Jus will also not take Lopaha, but Linga Salopanantyasya, because this is Antya Sakaraha. Antya Sakaraha. We saw the Sutram today, Linga Salopanantyasya. That will, even though the Jus Pratyaya is a Ling Pratyaya, we started with Ling became G, Lakara became G became Jus, but Sthanivat Bhavaha, Jus is a Ling Pratyaya, but still we cannot do Sakara Lopa because Linga Salopo Anantyasya. So Anantyasya, this Sakara is ending Sakara of Jus, so it doesn't have the It Sanya, nor can we use the Linga Salopo Anantyasya. So basically, Anubandha Lope, only Chutu, only Us remains. And then again, the same steps, Bhaveya, all common steps, Yasut Agamaha, Ato Yeyaha, then we do the Adgunaha. But here we do not have a Valadi Pratyaya. So we have Bhaveya plus Us, became Bhaveyuhu. Of course, then we do the Sasajushoru and Karavasana Visajaniyaha, but that Bhaveya was common Karyam. After we have the Pratyaya Us came there, Us is not Valadi. Valadi means has to be a consonant. So Yakara Varjam, which is not a Yakaraha. So right now we have the Pratyaya Us is not Valadi. So the Yakara will not take Lopaha. We get the form Bhaveyahu. So one more time, that Bhaveya is common work. Common work with the ear belonging to the Pratyaya. So Bhaveya Us, but Jher Jus, Jher Jus, Jher Jus, Jher Jus, Jher Jus, Jher Jus. Simple sutram, which says that the Jher Jus is Lingo Jher Jusyat. Vidhiling and Ashiling Ji becomes Jus. See, more of these you can make your own, understand them clearly, you get more confidence. So practice these rules. So Jher Jus. So Bhaveya, Bhaveyus, Chutu, and Nabhivakta Tusmaha. We cannot use either the Linga Salopa Anantyasya, because even though this is a Ling Pratyaya, it has Sanya Savadhatukam, but the Sakara is Antya Sakara, doesn't take Lopaha. So we got that one. And then we have Madhya Purusha Ekvachanam. Again, we'll keep that common work of Bhaveya. Bhaveya Pratyaya is coming. Then we call the Pratyaya Sip Itascha. Itascha. Itascha is also Nitlakaraha, so that became a Sakaraha. So then we got the Bhaveya plus Sa. Here again, Lopo Vyorvali. Lopo Vyorvali. Remember, one more thing is that don't think about the Sanyogantasya Lopaha. Sanyogantasya Lopa Tripadi Karyam. Purvatra Siddham. So we have to finish everything in the Sapada Sapta Jai, then only we can go to Tripadi. So at this step, when you have Bhaveya plus Sa, don't think of the Sanyogantasya Lopaha. First, you deal with the Lopo Vyorvali. This Yakara will be going out first. This is Sapada Sapta, is the 6166. It's in Sapada Sapta Jai. So will become Bhaves. So the Yakar took Lopaha. By Lopo Vyorvali, we got Bhaveya Sa, Bhaves, of course, Rutta Visargaha, Rutta Visargau, so Sasijushoruhu, Karavasana Visajaniyaha. We got Bhavehe. Pratyaya was Sip took Itascha. I mean, of course, Halantyam the Itascha. So bhave sa, then lopo vyorvali, then rutva visargao bhavehe, bhavehe. Now as I mentioned to you, these two forms always will go pretty much the same steps as this one. Because tassamipam tam tam tamaha. We got the tam adesha for tas, and the tam adesha for thas, and the ta adesha for tha. So the same steps, bhaveya plus thas, thas became stam, lopo vyorvali bhavetam. So exactly the same steps with bhavetam, bhavetam, with the bhavetam and the bhaveta. Only thing is that this is the thas pratyaya to the tam adesha, tha pratyaya to the ta adesha. We got those two forms. Even here we got bhaveya plus the mip pratyaya. Same thing. Tas tas tamipam tam tam tamaha. Tas tas tamipam tam tam tamaha. Tas tas tamipam tam tam tamaha. So you get the adesha, bhaveya plus It is not a baladi pratyaya. It is it is ajadi. So we will not use lopo yorvali, become bhaveya, bhaveyam. Remaining steps are all the same. Yasat agamaha, atoyeyaha, adgunaha, everything is the same, bhaveyam. In these two places, bhaveva, bhavema, only thing is that we get in the form bhaveya plus the vas pratyaya, nityam nitaha, nityam nitaha, nityam nitaha. So if we have a nit lakaraha, uttapurusha pratyaya, in that case, this ending sakara takes lopaha. Nityam nitaha, nityam nitaha. So these three set of rules we're going to look over and over again. Nityam nitaha, itascha tastasmipam tam tam tamaha. So here what we have is that we have uttapurusha pratyaya of a nit lakaraha. So here we become this ending sakara takes lopaha, becomes va. So vas becomes va. It becomes bhaveya plus va. Again, lopo vyorvali. So in both these places, the vakara and makara is a one letter. So you get lopo vyorvali. Lopo vyorvali. So bhaveva, bhavema, bhaveva, bhavema. Only lopo vyorvali. Nityam nitaha first, then lopo vyorvali. So the common work again was bhaveya. We have it shown over here. We say this dvivachanam. We take the yasutagamaha again, atoyeyaha, and do the adgunaha, bhaveya. And then we did the itascha back here, vas becomes va, and then lopo vyorvali bhaveva, bhavema, bhaveva, bhavema. So basically we now finish the lat, lot, lung, vidhiling for bhu dhatu. So last 5 minutes that we have, we can take a couple of dhatus which we finished all the basic steps. We'll take just 1-2 sutras more for today. So we can now go on and take any dhatu and try to form these 4 lakaras. Of course, there will be some special rules, some special things going on, but the basic steps we know now, basic steps. So for today, only a couple of more things we want to do for today is adajadina. There is dhatu called atta, which is satatya gamane. Atta means to wander about, to constantly be moving around. Satatya gamane, to moving around constantly. So why are we taking this dhatu specially? Always ask the question, is why are we taking the at dhatu specifically, separately? Can we not use the same rule that we use in bhu? Always ask that question. Is what is special? Just like when we did pratipadikani, when we did sakhi shabdaha, when we did pati shabdaha, when we did all these special rules, when we did the stri shabdaha, what was special about them that we could not just use this so just some out, etc. So what is special about this dhatu at? Only thing special here is that it's an ajadi dhatu. So what's special about that? Only thing special there is that the sutra which we saw today in the lang lakaraha, when we got the ad agamaha by lung lang rung shurdataha, what's going to happen now is that this one is going to take the ad agamaha. Adajadinam. So by 6471 we saw today when we got the form abhavat, etc. But there is in the next sutra apavada for that adajadinam. So this lung lang rung shvardataha, any dhatu. Any dhatu as long as it's followed by lung lang rung, the angam will take, we begin angasya dikara, adagama. But adajadinam, which means that if it's a dhatu ajadi, it takes the ad agamaha. And now don't forget the earlier rule, which is the atashcha. Atascha vriddhi. So when there is an art followed by an, when we read the Nadi Shabda, remember that? Atascha, we read that. Annadyaha, when we came, we got form Nadyai, etc. When we had Nadi plus Me become Nadyai because the become A plus A becomes the Atascha vriddhi. So if you can refresh your memory, that Pura Parayoho Ekadesha, there is an art followed by an ach, then Pura Parayoho Ekadesha, Vriddhir Ekadesha. Vriddhir Ekadesha comes into place of 2. So one more time is that this Sutram 6471, the next Sutram says that if the Dhatu is Aj Adi, it takes the Ad Agamaha, not the Ad Agamaha. So this is the only thing special about Dhatu At, which we need right now. It says is that Ajadehe Angasya Art Lung Lang Rangshu. That is why we take Dhatu At. Otherwise, in the Lat Lakara, all same form like Dhatu Bhu. Atati, Atataha, Atanti, then Atasi, Atatha, Atatha, Atami, Atavaha, Atamaha. So all the same thing, all the same form. Dhatu At like Bhavavaha, Bhavamaha. The same thing, Atavaha, Atamaha. So all the same form. Only in Lang Lakara only you will have to find this special rule which says that we'll get the Ad Agamaha and Dhatu is Ajadi. Otherwise you can just take the Angam which was Bhava. Angam will be Ata now. Ata. Bhavati means Atati. Bhavataha means Atataha. Same thing. So just replace Bhava by Ata in the entire table of Lat, Lot, Vidiling. Only thing is that in the Lang Lakara, you get the Ad Agamaha. So in fact, instead of getting the form Abhavat, we get the form Atat. Now, why not just put the Ad Agama here also and do Akasami Dirgha? We cannot do because of the Atogune. We just make the Ad Agama over here, that Ad is that Akara will not be a Padanta Akara. So A plus A would have given the only the Akara only. So this Ad Agama will not, you do need the Ad Agama. So do we need Artascha? Here we don't really need Artascha. We could have done Akasami Dirgha here. We could have done Akasami Dirgha could have been done. But that's only happening here because this is the Akara falling. So Dhatu like Ish become Aichhata. Become Ata Ichha become Aichhata. So if you have a Dhatu which is not beginning with the Avarnaha, Ajadi, then in that case you will need Artascha. Because here we can make do right now with the Akasami Dirgha because of the fact we have the Akara there. So if we have Akara, we don't need Artascha, but we want to use Artascha. Nyaya Vashad. Artascha is to be used. You're wondering why do we need Artascha? Of course, you already saw Nadi Shabda, we need Artascha, we already saw that. We use it there also. There also we may not have needed it. But here, also we don't need it. But if you have a Dhatu, and beginning with an Ach, which is not of the Avarna, then you will need Artascha. So don't ignore Artascha. Even though it looks to be useless in this example, it's not useless. Because right now we can make do with Akasami Dirgha, not everywhere else. If you have A plus E, you will normally get Ad Gunaha. You want the Aikarha, Aichhata. So when we take other dhatus, which begin with an Ach, which is not the Avarnaha, we will need Artascha over there. Right now, we will use Artascha here also, but don't think it is useless. So it becomes Atata. Instead of become Abhavat, becomes Atata. Rest of the thing is the same thing. If you look at the entire table, so everywhere you get this Adagama, Artascha Vriddhi, become like Abhavat becomes Atata. Then Abhavatam becomes, not becomes, I shouldn't say becomes, similar to that, it is Atatam. Or everything is exactly the same. So instead of getting the Abhava, you get the Ata. So basically just replace Abhava with Ata. That's all, very simple as that. So instead of the Addagamaha, you got the Adagamaha with the Artascha Vriddhi, became Ata. Again, remember one more thing is that the Angakam should be done, Adagama is the last step. It's the last step. So at the very end, when you get this form Atat, like Bhavat you got Atat. Similarly, because replace Bhava by Ata, from Atat, basically same operations. And at the last step, though, you get the Adagama because it's Ajadi Dhatu. That is why we took this Dhatu as an example, because you want to study the Sutram Adajadi Nam to show that we took example of Dhatu At, Satatya Gamane means to move around constantly, which takes the Adagama, so the Adagamaha, you get the form Artascha Vriddhi. So 6472, special rule of the Dhatu is Ajadi, When lung, lung, lung show, when these lakaras, it takes the angam takes the adagama, and that triggers the atashcha vriddhi. Purapuryo ekadesha will vriddhi ekadesha. Now today, last rule for today, time is up. So we say dhatu shuch. Same question. Why are we taking this dhatu? What is special here? This is a halanta dhatu. Shucha, shucha. Of course, shucha shoke. It letter is there. And of course, shochati comes in. It comes in very Gita. When the Gita Upadesha starts, when the Gita Upadesha starts, right there, first of all, you have this ashochananvashocastvam pradnyavadanscha bhashate. So basically the Gita Upadesha starts from 2.11. Very first thing is ashochananvashocastvam pradnyavadanscha bhashate. You have grieved for those we should not be grieved for. You have grieved for those we should not be grieved for. Anvashochaha. Get the form ashochaha. Ashochaha comes in Gita. Ashochananvashocastvam anvashochaha is anu ashochaha. Lang lakaraha. Ashocha lang lakaraha. So why are we taking this specially now? There's nothing special about the dhatu as such, but we want to study the sutram which is the Puganta Laghu Upatasya. This sutram which we have been using all along, which is the Sarvadhataka Ardhataka Yoho, that's what 7384. That can only apply when the Angam ends in a Acha. Like Dhatu Bhu we had, who was ending in Acha. So we could use Sarvadhataka Ardhataka Yoho. Igantasya Angasya. Should be Igantam Angam. But this one says Puganta Lagupatasya. Okay. This Puganta you ignore for the time being. For the time being, we ignore the form Puganta. Puganta is only going to come when we have a causative form, which we study much, much later. We need the Puk Agamaha. Like Sthapayati is Puk Agamaha. So that Puganta Sutram part we don't need. Also something about Sutram is we not need the whole Sutram right now. Even though we have the Sutram here, this Puganta, this Puk Agamaha comes. This is not today's topic. This is not today's topic. But 7C36 being the Puk Agamaha when the Nich Ni Pratyaya follows. Like in the causative Sthapayati, Gapayati, etc. So that Puganta it doesn't affect us right now. Because we're not doing the causative form right now. We don't have a Puk Agamaha. So ignore that part of Sutram for time being. Because for time being, ignore that Puganta part of it. It's also one thing about Pani Sutrani. Only take what we need right now. Later on, when we do the Puk Agamaha, we'll come back to this and use that part also. But for the time we do this part, we don't need Puganta. But Lagupatasya cha. So if we have a Angam which has a Lagupatha. Now what is Laghu? What is Laghu? This is a straightforward concept of Laghu. Laghu is that there are these three very, very simple rules. Simple rules which is come in 1.4, which says that, it says Rassam Laghu, Sanyoge Guru, Dirgham Cha. So every Rasvaha takes the Laghu Sanya. Rasva means has to be a vowel. Ach. Only Ach has Sanya of Rasva and Dirgha. So Rassam Laghu. So Rassam will be Laghu. But Sanyoge Guru, if you have a Rasvam which is followed by Sanyogaha, then we get like a dhatu like Raksha. Raksh you have Repha, Akara, then you have Sanyoga, Kakara, Shakara. So in the dhatu Raksha, the Akara will be Guru. So when you have a Rasa and Dirgha can be in any context. You don't need to know the context to say Rasva Dirgha. So an Akara will always be Rasva. And for example, the Ikara will always be Dirgha. But the Rasva can be a Laghu, can be a Guru. So Laghu and Guru are not synonymous with Rasva and Dirgha. So one more time. Rasva means a short vowel. Doesn't matter what is following or what the context is. Without knowing any context, you can always say that the Ikaraha is always Rasvaha. But that Ikaraha will get the Laghu Sanyaha as long as there is no Sanyoga following. If there is Sanyoga following, then the Rasvam gets the Guru Sanya. So that's the trick over here. Rasva goes two ways. It can get the Laghu Sanya provided there is no Sanyoga following. Now you need to know the context now. So the Rasva Dirgha are in any context because Akara always Rasvaha, Akara always Dirgha. But the Rasvaha, it can go two ways. It will get the Laghu Sanya unless it's followed by conjunct consonant, it gets the Guru Sanya. So Rassam Laghu is the is the default here, but then comes Sanyoge Guru. So Rasam, Sanyoge Guru, and Dirgham Cha. Dirgha is always Guru. Dirgha is always Guru. Only question of Rasa only. Rasam can go two ways. It can get Lagu Sanya, but Sanyoge Guru, if it's Sanyoga Guru. Dirgham is always Guru. No matter what follows, Dirgham is always Guru. Dirgham is always Guru. Well, Rasam can be Laghu, unless Sanyoga follows, it becomes Guru. So one more time. Rasam and Dirgham are basically, you don't need to know which context, what is following, you don't need to know any like that. Akara, Ikara, Ukara is always going to be Rasva. While the Akara, Ikara, Ukara, always Dirgha. And all Dirghas are Guru. Always, always. Every Dirgha is Guru. Rasam goes two ways. It is Lagu Sanya unless there is a conjunct following, it's the Guru Sanya. So there's a pretty straightforward sutram, which is nothing to do right now with really with the thing in the Prakaranam, but what we have is that this the Sanya Sutra. Rasam Laghu. Tasvaksharam Lagu Sanyam Bhavati, but comes Sanyoge Pare Rasam Guru Sanyam Bhavati. Now the question comes is that why cannot these coexist? Why cannot Guru and Laghu coexist? For the fact that we are in the Ekasanya Adhikaraha. Just like we had the Sutrani, which is the, the Swadishwasranamastani Yachibham. With the so this Padasanya and Bhasanya or Sangam cannot coexist. Similarly, the Laghu and Guru cannot coexist because they are in the Adhikara of Akadara Ekasanya. So it can be only Laghu or Guru. You cannot have Laghu and Guru at the same time. So even though Rasam is Laghu to a default, when Sanyoga comes, it will only be Guru, not Laghu Guru, only Guru, because only one of these Sanyas can stay, Laghu and Guru. Now mind you, this Rasam and Dirgham was defined elsewhere. So this Ukalo, the Rasva and Guru, the Rasva Dirgha Sanya was defined outside of this Adhikara, Ekasanya Adhikara. So that Sanya can coexist. So Rasam and Laghu can coexist. Only Laghu and Guru cannot coexist. So only Laghu and Guru cannot coexist. Otherwise, the other one can coexist. So the Ukala. So that is because you look at where we had the Sanya of Rasva and Dirgha. That's not coming in the Ekasanya Adhikara. It is not coming in the Ekasanya Adhikara because this one is the Rasva Dirgha Plutaha was defined in 1.2. So Rasva and Dirgha, they are not in Ekasanya Adhikara, but Laghu and Guru Ekasanya Adhikara. So Laghu and Guru cannot coexist, but Laghu and Rasva can coexist, and Dirgha and Guru can coexist, and Rasva and Guru can coexist. Only Laghu Guru cannot coexist. So either you have Rasva Laghu, Rasva Guru, or Dirgha Guru. One more time. Rasva can be Laghu default, but if Sanyoga is following, Rasva becomes Guru. Dirgha is always Guru. So Dirgha, you have Rasva Laghu as one choice, Rasva Guru is second choice, or Dirgha Guru. So Rasva and Guru are not in the Ekasanya Adhikaraha, so they can coexist with the Guru and Laghu Sanya, but the Guru and Laghu and the Ekasanya Adhikaraha, they will not coexist. They will not coexist. Now, why do we need all this right now? Because the sutram, which is last one for today, I know time is up. 7386 is the sutram which says Suganta Laghu Upadasya Cha. So Laghu Upadha, not Rasva Upadha. Be careful, it's Laghu Upadha. As long as you have Upadha, means the penultimate letter is Laghu. Laghu. In that case, also the Angam takes Gunaha, Sarvadhatuka, Ardhadhatuka, Yoho. So that because right now we have Dhatu, that's we have to, because we have Dhatu Bhu, ending in an Acha. So in order to use this sutram, we need a Dhatu which has the Upadha penultimate, which is Laghu. So that is again, Laghu means that it is a Rasva with no Sanyoga following. That is Laghu. So here, when we have the Dhatu Shuch over here, what has happened is that this Dhatu Shuch, that Ukaraha is a Rasva, it's also a Laghu. So, because there's no Sanyoga following. So, you say the Guna becomes Shoch. All the same steps, except instead of using Sarvadhatuka, Ardhatuka, Yoho, we're going to use the Puganta Laghu Patasya. Again, ignore the Puganta part of it. The Shuch will take this Ukara, will take Gunaha. Pratya following a Sanya of Sarva. This Shap is the sanya of sarvadhatukam. So anuvritti of sarvadhatuka, ardhatuka yoho. So we have the lagupada here become gunadesha becomes shocha. So use the same tables for the bhu dhatu. Just instead of bhava, put shocha. Because bhavati becomes shochati, bhavanti becomes shochanti, abhavat becomes ashochat. Like in Gita, anva shochaha, abhavaha becomes ashochaha. So the entire table of dhatu bhu replace the bhava by shocha. So all we're doing is using the uganta laghupatasya, the guna of the ukaraha. We cannot use sarvadhatuka, ardhatuka yoho because that requires ajantamangam, igantamangam, more specific. So this will, because this is a chakaranta angam. So we have to use uganta laghupatasya. One more time, that all rasva dirgha out of context, no matter what follows, the rasva dirgha is a fixed definition. But rasvas can go two ways. They can be laghu if there's no conjunct following. There will be guru in the conjunct following. So you'll either have rasva laghu or rasva guru. Dirghas will always be guru, and the guru and laghu sanya will not coexist. And if you have an angam, which is upada is laghu, followed by pratyaya, which is either sarvadhatuka or ardhatuka pratyaya, in that case, we'll take the laghu pada will take guna, and we'll then, so let's look at the vritti, and we'll stop with that now. The vritti of the sutram is that the, one more thing, I'm sorry, I'm the one. Iko guna vriddhi. Iko guna vriddhi, we should have taken before, we'll take it now, is that when there's iko guna vriddhi, when Panini says do vriddhi or gunaha, iko guna vriddhi is sutram, which I don't know if you already had it before, because without specifying the sthani, when Panini just says do guna or do vriddhi, then only an ik will qualify for that. Only ik will qualify. So iko guna vriddhi is basically a paribhasha sutram. Says guna vriddhi shabdabhyam. When Panini says guna or vriddhi is to be done using the word guna or vriddhi, not like do an ekara adeshaha. That's not, when guna or vriddhi is prescribed using the word guna or vriddhi by Panini, and it doesn't give the sthani. So sthani nirdesha nasti, doesn't say which is taken, and ik will come here there. When Panini says, in general says, the guna or vriddhi for something, doesn't specify which letter to guna or vriddhi, and Panini uses the word guna or vriddhi, only ik will come. So that's why we have used this paribhasha. The pugantasya, which you're going to ignore for time being, we don't have it right now. Laghupatasya cha angasya ikaha guna sarvadhataka ardhataka yoho. If you have an angam which has the laghupada, then the ik angam will take the guna adeshaha. So we get shochati, and then the same thing in everywhere, put that one. Actually, we had one more sutram here. We'll take it next time. Time is out. We'll take it next time. This one, take it for homework, this one, please. Is that in the dhatu pasha, if you have a dhatu with the nakaradi, it takes the nakaradeshaha. And then if you have an upasarga with nimittam to do the nattam, which takes place for these dhatus, which have the nakara in dhatu pasha. This is for home. We'll do it this next time. You can take it for homework, 6165 and 8414. Basically, any dhatu in the dhatu pasha, which is nakaradi, that nakara takes the nakaradeshaha immediately. And why does Panini have a nakara? Because the fact that when the nimittam comes in upasargaha, it can go back to a nakara. So these dhatus are tagged by Panini. By putting nakaradi in dhatu patha, basically Panini is telling you that when the nimittam comes for these, they will be nakaradi in usage. Unless nimittam comes upasarga, they'll go back to nakara. So take this for homework, which is 6165 and 8414. Let's stop with that. Ramo Rajam Manis Sada Vijete Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vyata Nishachara Chamu Rama Tasmai Namaha Rama Nasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rameshitale Sada Bhautame Bhorama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatsilyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanana On Nama Iti. Again, today is the 28th of May. This is the Pura Bhagaha, Vyakarana Bhagaha, and we will have the next class on June 11. Next class is June 11. Okay. How are we doing?